Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Rizono Live, where we share real stories and real voices. Here, truth hits different because some stories just can't be ignored. Today's story comes from a Black woman who says she was profiled while working in Davie, Florida. In her video, she talks about the officers who responded, 2 Hispanic and 1 white, and what she called racism from one of them. Her thoughts might really surprise you, so here's her story in her own words.
So I'm making this video to make a point, and it's regarding the situation that I encountered earlier this year when the couple in Davie, Florida called the cops on me, even though I was not doing anything suspicious. I was not doing anything wrong. They simply saw me driving on the street and decided to say I looked suspicious. But they can never justify what looks suspicious about you, even though we know it's because of our skin color. So when the cops responded, there were 3 police officers. One was a heterosexual white male cop named Ryan Markey. I'm not totally sure that he's heterosexual. I just assume he is. 2 Hispanic female police officers. One name was Anet. I believe her last name is I'm not 100% sure what her last name is, but Anet was a female Hispanic cop. And there was another female Hispanic cop named Natalie, Benedit. So 3 cops responded, 1 white male, 2 Hispanic females. Now, only one of the cops who responded automatically came up and just off the bat had an attitude with me. Off the bat had that I was wrong. And I'm sure you can easily take a guess at which one that was. And guess what? Your guess is wrong, because I'm sure you automatically assumed I was talking about the white male cop, and that's wrong. That's my whole point of this video about racial stereotypes. Yeah, rumor has it that it's always a white person being racist and all that. No, it was actually one of the female Hispanic cops who responded and automatically treated me like I had done something wrong. Now, that happened months ago. And just yesterday, I took a drive down that same street yesterday and I recorded a video when I did so yesterday. Before I show you the video that I recorded yesterday, I want to show you a brief clip from what happened earlier this year when that couple harassed me for no reason. Here it is. I can record too. I can record too. I'm making trouble? I'm making trouble? How? I was standing there minding my business and she walked up and recorded me. I'm doing my job, but because you see a black person, you want to make a problem. It's not illegal to be black. So now I will let you see the video that I recorded yesterday when I took another drive on their block. Okay, so I'm in the area where I was working that day when the white couple, John Corey and his wife, decided to take a picture of my tag just because they saw a black person driving on a public street. You know, that's not even safe for me because with my tag number, they can possibly get my address, full name, and personal details that they actually have no reason to have just because they saw me driving on a public street. They didn't see me breaking into a car. They didn't see me breaking into a home. They didn't see me even doing anything that remotely looked like I was breaking a law. But you know, when you have black skin, you just look like you're breaking the law. Even if they don't say that's what it is, that's exactly what it is. People have these racial biases that they have impressed into their subconscious, and they unknowingly act on their racial biases, but they feel like if they don't say it verbally, that they're not racist. So unless they go up and say, oh, the reason I took a picture of her tag is because she's black, unless they say it like that, they're going to consider it not racism. But racism is exactly what it is. I didn't pull up on their driveway. I didn't park in front of their house. They simply saw me driving on a street, a public street, and made that illegal. Regardless, there was one particular cop who responded and behaved exactly in the way that gives them the green light to continue doing what they do. Because one in particular, Natalie Benedit, I believe she's Cuban, and she automatically treated me with hostility, automatically just came up and had an attitude with me off rip. And again, when people don't verbally say the reason they do it is because the person is black, they'll deny that it's racism. Then people will ask the infamous question of, did they mention race? You don't have to mention race. Your actions prove why your words don't mean a thing. So the fact that Natalie Benedit walked up and automatically saw me as wrong before she even knew the details, when people live with these biases and they're so convinced that their biases are accurate, what they do is unconsciously treat people the way their bias told them that someone is supposed to be treated. So Natalie Benedit, who is Hispanic, and that's not surprising to me at all because they're actually far more racist than black and white people combined. So yeah, I know being called all types of N-words by my own Cuban family members, that Hispanics are indeed the most racist people. You can literally take 10 racist black people and 10 racist white people, combine them together, and one Hispanic person will carry more racism than 10 racist black and 10 racist white people combined. So hopefully that same couple is outside again. Yeah, Natalie Benedit. The whole reason why racial biases still exist is because there are people who will justify anything racist that someone does and ask, did they say anything about race? Yeah, you don't have this. That's their house right there. You don't have to say anything about race. All you have to do is act on racism. And acting on racism is exactly what Natalie Benedit was doing. Because she automatically had an attitude with me like I did something wrong. 6301 is the house across the street where one of their neighbors called herself trying to be big and bad. Talking about, who are you talking to? I was talking to your fucking neighbor. And I dare you to come and fucking say something to me. That's the thing about these soft-ass white people. They big and goddamn bad when it's one black person standing alone and they feel like they can outnumber you. That's when they big and fucking bad. But we all know good and goddamn well that they would never run up and open their goddamn mouth when they see an equal amount of black people. They only know how to talk when they feel like they can outnumber the black person. Regardless, this is about that Natalie Benedit, the cop, who automatically had an attitude with me and was so convinced that I was wrong because I was the black person, that even after all evidence proved that her assumption was false, she still wanted to make it fit because she still told me that they were right in fucking with me. How the fuck you're right? Any cop who is fair will look at the situation the way the other two cops did. Only to Natalie Benedit were they in the right. So I thank God that the cop who was actually in charge, the first cop to respond, was the white male cop. Because if Natalie Benedit had been the cop in charge, she would have found something to charge me with, even though I didn't break a fucking law. When you live with racial biases, you act on them very unconsciously. And what you do is treat a victim like they're a criminal because you have a core belief that someone who looks a certain way is automatically wrong. Now, I'm going to drive back on the street again. The house that I just showed you that belongs to the couple. The husband said on Facebook when the video went viral, something along the lines of, it's because I drove slow. Look at this. How fast can I drive? Look at this, you guys. I'm approaching a dead-end street. How fast can I drive? If I get to right here, a dead end, the only thing I can do is slow down and turn around. So how fast was I supposed to be driving, approaching this dead end? That's their house right there. Now tell me, how was I supposed to continue going fast, going up to a goddamn dead end street? Yeah, anything to justify your goddamn racial bias. When they have no real justification for what they do, that's the only thing they can do. Blurt out something that doesn't make a bit of fucking sense. But Natalie Benedit, that Hispanic cop, would have definitely made me illegal somehow. You guys are following an old stereotype when you say a racist person is a heterosexual white male. You guys need to update these stereotypes. Just like the stereotype of if you're black and you're walking down the street, or you're black and you're driving down the street, you're automatically up to no good. That's also an old stereotype. In 2025, black people have businesses, we have jobs, we have all types of things that might have us walking down the street or driving down the street. Let go of these old stereotypes. So thank you for that cop who responded first. I think his name was Markey. The only one, well, not the only one, because the other Hispanic cop who responded was also fair. She was a Hispanic lady and she was skinny. She wasn't fat like that Natalie Benedit. And I'm done.